How is it going, everybody? Welcome back to Flurry Sports. While we give our immediate live reactions following Hard Knocks episode 2. If you are just tuning in for the first time, we did this last week as well. Our reactions immediately after episode 1 of Hard Knocks. And obviously, if you're watching this for the first time, we do this every single night that Hard Knocks is on. So immediately following the show around 10 p.m. Central, we are hopping on here. We will be doing this for the rest of the off season or preseason, I guess is what we're in now. Luke, how are you doing? What's your immediate thoughts after watching this week's episode?
Well, I think the immediate thoughts are right. It feels like everyone's favorite clips whenever they see him go viral or anything is it's the mentalist coming in, and blowing the socks off of everybody in the building. I thought just overall as an episode, I thought it was a good Rob Saleh episode. And of course, we've been talking about, the Aaron Rodgers show, but I also thought it was a fun Nicole Hardman show as well.
It was a good Nicole Hardman show. But for sure, I think Saleh was definitely more of a feature this time than last time. Aaron Rodgers obviously will continue to be a main character on every single episode if you want to view it that way. But it definitely wasn't all about him this time. It was more about the team, more people stepping up. Nicole Hardman was fun. Quinnen Williams was awesome.
Yeah, always.
Which, we love him, so it's not a surprise for us. But I feel like this is going to be the first time a lot of people are introduced to him.
Well, right, and he's so fucking good at football.
So good. So underrated. Like, legitimately you can argue he's the best defensive tackle in football right now.
Yeah.
So good. So good. Definitely the leader of that defense. If you're a Packer fan, we have a large Packer audience. Very similar to what Kenny Clark is to the Packers. Quinnen Williams is that to the Jets, except for just on a better unit. But he's a similar type of player. Very, very good. But yeah, I think it was a good Hard Knocks episode. I will say I think it was a little bit, it was just more stories, so I feel like it was less exciting overall, but it was still a good episode, I think.
Yeah, I agree. My qualm with it is, you would always love to see more of the opposing team.
Yeah.
And I understand it's hard to do that and hard to get all the logistics figured out, but I don't know. Let Adam Thielen and Aaron Rodgers rip for a little bit.
Let Deuce Staley do more.
Right.
Like we saw what he was last year. But so I just wrote down a couple things in my notes app while watching it. So we can go back to the first thing you said, I think. And it's the magician, the mentalist, whatever you want to call him. It's always electric.
Always.
Like, especially if it's just for whatever reason it's different when it's just a group of dudes doing it. It's just, it's fucking wild. I was getting freaked out. Like, how was this guy doing
me too, man. Like, it feels like every single time you see it go viral on Twitter or you see, whatever on the news or whatever, it feels like the next time you see it, the trick is crazier. And that's what it kind of felt like in this episode with the fucking 3 of diamonds and the goldfish.
The goldfish insane. And I don't know who said it, but love the line. What if he picked a giraffe? Like,
right.
Good shit. Jagger, I see you in the chat. If anyone else joins, definitely let us know as well. If you watched Hard Knocks, what your favorite moments were. If you haven't watched this week's Hard Knocks yet and you watched last week's, chime in about that, because definitely want to hear what you think. We're just hanging out, talking about it. But the first thing I thought of, watching it, obviously funny, awesome, relatable. We need to bet Jets over 49ers 31-21.
Yep.
Like, I'm excited to see where the odds move, because they're going to move a shit ton.
Right. That's what I thought he was getting at. Like, I'm like, wow, this is a season-long trick here.
Man, it'll be wild if those two teams are in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And this clip coming back. It's irresponsible, but I will bet an irresponsible amount of money on the exact score. I have to.
You're right. I mean, it's probably guaranteed, right, that's going to be the highest predicted score of the Super Bowl.
It will be an insane clip. I should make the video now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we should clip it now,
yep.
Store it away, set it a reminder on the calendar, even though I'm sure a lot of people will bring it back. But yeah, that was insane. Second thing I wrote down was just Quinnen Williams. Yeah. The dude is, it's hard to describe it, because like everyone who's been around a good football team has a Quinnen Williams on it, where they're just so happy, so loud, so obnoxiously, but like you love. And those are the guys that flip a switch for some reason, like when the game's
psychopaths.
Yeah, the scariest
Dude,
shit.
It's fucking Josh Allen. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's man, I mean, to a lesser extent, maybe Brett Favre was that. I mean, he's obviously less serious and turns it on. There's people like that. Jair is a similar guy like that.
Fucking Brady.
Yeah, obviously. That's probably the greatest example.
Yeah.
It's Quinnen Williams is a scary, scary dude that is so funny. And I hope he gets featured more. Jager wants to know would we say the Jets are contenders? Yeah.
They're my number one contender.
How could you not say that? Like you think about all the weapons on the Jets, and then it's like, oh, and Aaron Rodgers is there now.
Mm-hmm.
This with Zach Wilson again this year, probably a 9-win team. And then you had Aaron Rodgers. Like we haven't even seen Dalvin Cook there yet, and that's going to be insane.
Yep.
The Jets. We keep seeing Abanikanda. He looks great. We saw a lot of Michael Carter tonight. He's that team likes Michael Carter a lot. He's a good football player, and he's now the RB3.
Yeah, he's a glue guy.
He is a glue guy, but then they activate Breece Hall this week off the PUP list. That's an elite running back. They add another elite running back with Dalvin Cook. That's 2 top 10 guys in the NFL immediately just walking into their lineup now. It's scary. It's scary. It's so scary, and they're not done. You know they're not done. This is Aaron Rodgers is building the team he's always wanted to.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's going to be funny. But it does feel like this thought popped into my head watching tonight's episode too. It feels like the team that, is going to have growing pains. They're going to click at the right time. They're going to be super good, and they're going to lose in the Super Bowl or something like that. It just feels that way.
They're just not going to get it. Like it feels like every Aaron Rodgers team ever.
True. Maybe that's the reason.
Yeah.
It just feels like this is going to be the team that we look at and say what went wrong, but not in like a colossal Cleveland Browns a couple years ago way, but it's just like the team that never was. It's the Utah Jazz of the 90s. It's stuff like that. It's just that's what it feels like. I hope it's not, because I think, we're Packer fans for people who don't know, but I think we're in agreement when we say like we want Aaron Rodgers to get another ring.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who do we think is winning the AFC East if it wasn't the Jets? It would be the Bills, right?
Probably.
That's the only other one?
Probably.
All 4 teams I think are good.
Although, Tua's getting knocked out, and you know what that means. Mike White season.
That's true. I hope it's against the Jets.
Agreed.
I will say that. Like, that would be incredible.
Mike White's putting up 500 on the Jets.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. For sure. It's going to be obnoxious. We're going to get Tyreek Hill saying he throws the nicest ball he's ever caught. Yeah. Like you said with Tua. That whole division, though, it's wild.
It is. It's a good division.
Very good, because I think the Patriots are good.
Yeah. I mean, they're fine.
Yeah. They're not elite, but yeah, I agree. Any specific moments that pop out to you from the show?
Yeah. Jermaine Johnson is, got fucking blocked to the ground, and then he comes up bitching about it. Like, maybe if you played your fucking guitar for Kay Adams, this wouldn't have happened.
We don't know that that's not the reason.
This dude sucks, Zach.
For people who don't know, we do pretty extensive draft coverage at FlurrySports. Luke is not a fan of Jermaine Johnson coming up because he has that guitar on his back wall during an interview with Kay. And did she specifically ask him to play it?
She did.
So he openly refused. I mean, that does kind of sound like a guy who can't perform in the big moments. I don't know. We saw a lot of Will McDonald tonight.
Yeah.
And that seemed like a weird draft pick, but maybe he's just replacing Jermaine.
I hope so. Because, first of all, getting, that looked like it hurts. And when we got to have Jen explain that pain on Lombardi Sweep sometime. But, like, to do it all over your face, that's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. It's different.
And then to play with it all. Like, it's cool with him doing it and everything. It just seems like it fucking hurts.
It wouldn't, especially, man, he better have a visor. Like, people are going to be grabbing for that shit.
Yeah.
I have a feeling the old football fans, the old football heads are really not going to like that moment.
Not at all.
There's going to be some Jets fans who are, have been waiting for a championship, and they're going to be like, we drafted this guy in the first round. I was surprised. Like, I forgot they drafted Will McDonald
Right.
15th overall.
Yeah, they need him.
They need him. For whatever reason, I feel like a lot of people, I mean, the big acquisition was Rodgers. That kind of felt like the first round pick.
Yeah.
So Will McDonald is, and he's also not, like, he might be a good player. He's not exciting because it's an Iowa State guy.
Right. But that's like, it feels like how all their signings were, right? You just said their big one was Rodgers. Everything else is just extra, but every extra is decent.
Oh, for sure. I was driving from Eau Claire, or from here to Eau Claire today, so a lot of time to just think about football. Like, Mecole Hardman is not a number one receiver. He was that on the Chiefs last year, kind of, to start. He's not a number two receiver. He definitely served that role in the Chiefs quite a bit. Him as your wide receiver 3, insane, and he might be the wide receiver 4.
Right.
Like, this team is so talented. It's insane.
It's so deep too. Every position.
Yeah, I mean, they have to cut people.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
They're
I
not
bet half of them
are right.
They haven't shown it yet. I feel like half the people cut are going to be a Patriot. It just feels that way, and they're going to be good.
Or a Packer.
I mean, yeah, especially like Malik Taylor. Right. Why wouldn't he come back? He's getting cut. There's no shot, but
and even good. Corey Davis at wide receiver 5.
Right. That's why he might be 3, he might be 4, he might be 5. It doesn't matter. Corey Davis has been a close to 1,000-yard receiver.
Yep.
Like over and over.
Yep.
And defensively, we saw no Sauce really today.
They're going to get a Sauce episode soon, you'd think.
They have to. I mean, they know. They know. That's going to be like, oh, people are starting to tune out of Hard Knocks. Then we give you a Sauce episode. Yep. But yeah, he's insane. Quinn's insane. We got a little bit of CJ Mosley. If I want to talk about a low light for the episode, and they turned it around a little bit, that rookie performance
is bad.
Concerning bad. Like, if that's what's going on across the league.
Do you think that was a thing that they just didn't even put any thought into and just whipped it up?
I don't know, man. But like, my respect for Zach Kuntz fell a little bit. Like, he can't let this happen. Joe Tippmann, I know you're better than this.
Right. Yeah. You're a Wisconsin lineman. How are you not funny?
Yeah, it was just a bad thing, man. And it's like, oh, maybe some rookies should be hazed.
Yeah,
like that's what I'm thinking.
Well,
it's not good.
And I think obviously it pales in comparison. But remember how fucking good Aiden Hutchinson was last year singing Michael Jackson?
Right. Yeah. Viral clip. And there's no way. I mean, it was, like I said, it was the low light of tonight's episode.
Yeah. I got another low light for you as Packer fans here.
Okay.
When they were trying to distinguish between run and pass fakes for Aaron Rodgers, and Tim Boyle dissected it, and he still got it wrong.
Yeah, yeah, short change.
Yeah, that one kind of hurt a little bit because you feel like Tim Boyle's with Rodgers forever.
Yeah, but it also just kind of shows. And by the way, Zach Wilson being the cocky kid in class is
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's on the nose. But Rodgers just feels like the professor, man.
Yeah.
Like he's so damn smart. It's insane. It's incredible. What else did I have written down? I did write down the Will McDonald piercing. That was interesting.
I have something.
Sure.
Real quick. It'd be short. And we probably talked about it last show, but you can just tell Zach Wilson, like, the confidence is there. Like, he's in a much better spot now than he was 6 months ago.
He is. He's being able to play without any pressure for the first time in a while.
Right.
So, I mean, hopefully he's better. There's still a lot of old Zach Wilson in there, though. And it's like, it's hard to watch because, like, you could be better than this. Just shut your mouth for a second. He's still.
No, I love it. I love the cockiness.
I do, but it's immature cockiness, unfortunately. I feel
that's why it's funny.
It is funny. It's funny to watch. Like, if I was his teammate, just be like, shut the fuck up.
Right.
This year. Let's just don't be the issue here. I like the James Campen, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, of course.
Exchange. Aaron Rodgers just outwardly bullying James Campen, lineman coach for the Panthers. People who don't know, he was a former coach with the Packers. Hilarious. People are going to be upset about it. If you're watching this first or this second after reading any headlines, I just want people to know, like, Rodgers wasn't bullying him. They are friends. Like,
yeah, I mean,
take a sec.
They were like he was in Green Bay Rodgers' whole career, basically.
Yeah. So, like, there's going to be someone who says Aaron Rodgers is fat shaming a coach, and like, let's just relax.
That's just guys being guys.
Yeah, it was just fun. It was in good fun, and you saw them not make up, but say that they love each other at the end as well after the game and stuff. I also wrote down there's a lot more like defensive attitude this time, like just overall, like the Jets were a little flat, I feel like, last episode, and they were to start this episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they're starting to get that fuck you a little bit, which is good.
Yep. That's what you need out of that defense, right? Like the offense is going to score points. You just need the defense to be bullies.
Yeah, they need to play with an arrogance. Like if they play like a 49ers like defense over the past, under Salah, under D'Amico, like that type of thing, they're going to be good. It starts with that offense or that defensive line, and
Salah
again,
baby.
Yeah, they're going to be good. They're going to be very good. They're deep too. It's scary. Al Woods, by the way, also cool motherfucker.
Awesome.
I love Al Woods, dude. What else? Oh, be the instigator. Jesus, be the instigator, not the instigated. That's a good bar.
Fair.
Great bar. Just an overall good episode. I don't know. Any other thoughts about it?
Yeah, I had a thought, and this is a deep thought that I had during the show. But like you watch the episode, and someone said it like to Rodgers. Too many people. He's going around. Knows everyone. Like Rodgers knows everyone he's ever shaken hands with and everything. Plus, you look into like what a quarterback has to know and all the different plays. You get like you have to say like 15-word plays, shit like that. That's crazy that a human brain can do that.
Yeah, it's far. I'm so bad with names. Right. Or anything, just matching people like, oh, I've seen you before. Rodgers knows everybody.
And then call like his thinking weird or psychotic or whatever, but to be able to think outside of football and put all that football aside and still be a normal person thinking is crazy.
Yeah, he operates on a different level.
Yeah.
Than normal people. Like people, I think that's the biggest disconnect with what the Packers fans, I would say, had with Aaron Rodgers. Like the way he talks, he is very intelligent and articulate, and it comes across as super fucking arrogant. And he's just not arrogant. But you listen to him, and I understand why people are like, that asshole. But it's like,
100%.
But like, just listen. He's always this, and he's not talking down to you, even though he has that tone. He's not mansplaining every fucking thing, even though it sounds like it. I think the New York audience will like it.
Yeah, 100%. I will say, and maybe this is for Lombardi's sweep, but covering the Packers, there's like Rodgers walked in the room and everyone just shut the fuck up and like, all right, what's happening now? That doesn't happen anymore at Lambeau.
No. I mean, there isn't anybody. I mean, Rodgers was the most respected person in the organization there. Like more than Mark Murphy, more than any other player. He's the longest tenured. He was the leader. Everything he says goes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's similar to an NFL owner walking into a room.
Jerry Jones.
Exactly. Like, people are going to shut up. Players, obviously, Tom Brady had that. Peyton Manning had that. Good to see the Jets owner talk about paying for Quinnen Williams. That was also Woody Johnson.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, like shut the fuck up, dude.
Literally a top 10 player in the NFL.
Well, also, it's like you got all the money. You just shut up. Like, it's gonna be fine. But that was a underrated moment, I think.
Yeah.
Next week, obviously, I think we both want to see more Sauce. That's probably priority. What else are you looking forward to seeing?
And I probably should have came prepared. This is me being unprepared. Who do they have next week?
I'll look really quick. I don't know. Obviously, I think another moment people are going to be excited for the Dalvin Cook signing. That's coming, obviously.
Yeah. They have Tampa next week.
Oh, I mean, that'll be good.
Yeah.
They must be joint practicing this week as well.
I think tomorrow, right?
Probably. I'm sure they are.
Tomorrow and Thursday.
Tampa would be going to them. Then the final week of the preseason will be the Giants. So home game for both.
Yeah.
Joint practices, I'm sure. Yeah, that'll be an interesting one with the defensive psychos that the Giants have. Wink Martindale is going to be dialing up shit in practices.
That'll be fun to see a conversation between him and Aaron.
Yeah, I think that'll be very
because Aaron will call him a psychopath right to his face.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, which he is.
Yeah,
Wink would laugh directly in his face too and say nothing else.
He said, "Yeah, I am," and laugh.
Yeah, Wink is different, man. He is insane. But yeah, Buccaneers next week. So, players we would want to even see from the Buccaneers. I don't know. Baker, I guess, right?
Right. They'll probably say something about the quarterbacks there. I was thinking in the vein of like, you see, and this is probably just me talking about how much I love Aaron Rodgers, but you see him, you see him meet up with camp today. Like, I want to see him meet up with all his former players around the league on different teams.
I know. I wish there was I really wish there was a Raiders joint practice. That'd be just him and Devontae talking shit. That'd be incredible. Yeah, there's. Could you imagine if somehow the stars aligned and the Packers had a joint practice with them this year?
Right. It'd be incredible.
That would be insane. I'm not even sure. It would be the most attended training camp practice of all time.
100%. Yeah, I would go to everyone and I would take a week off of work to do that.
You have to. Yeah. You'd have to. It would have to be Packers family night every day.
Yep.
Just sell tickets. And Packers would love it. All that money.
Yeah, yeah. I had one other thought from the show.
Sure.
And probably people who are understanding who Nathaniel Hackett is for the first time, it makes sense that he didn't work out as a head coach right away.
Yeah. I don't know how many times I have to say he's just not, his personality isn't head coach.
Right.
And
he's an offensive coordinator.
Yeah. And a good one.
Yep.
He's a very good one. And I hope he doesn't take another head coaching, gig and ruin his legacy like we're seeing with McDaniels right now.
Right.
With the Raiders. Like, McDaniels also good coordinator.
Yep.
Stay in your role. You'll understand your role. Like Wade Phillips, I think is, settled into stuff like that. Like, and Wade Phillips is still a coaching legend.
Yep.
It's fine.
All timer.
Yeah. People almost forget how bad of a head coach he was.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so every single week, Flurry Sports channel here, whether it is Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or Twitch, we will be here immediately following Hard Knocks to go live and talk about what we saw, our feelings about it. So if you want to jump in the live chat, obviously, wherever you are watching, join, subscribe so you don't miss next week, and we will see you then. Bye.
Peace.